Hello, Ma'am
Yes, Mom.
Rolls.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it okay if we wait for Dr. Hilario? She is joining, Ma'am.
Yes, no problem, Mom. Okay, Mom.
Okay, Ma'am.
Today, in the last class, yes, Mom, in management strategy, the last day.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, respected professors of the university and my dear students of Unique Math. So once again, I would say salamat pagi to all of you. Good morning once again, and welcome to our lecture series, which is the second part of my lecture. And this is devoted to, industrial analysis using Michael Porter's model, and also analyzing strategic groups using different strategies. So at this point in time, will you please allow me to present my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so before anything else, please bear with me. I was nervous a while ago when I could not find you here, no, because the link provided to me was not the one that we're using right now. So anyway, thank you, no, for giving me an access to this presentation of mine. Okay, so sandali lang po, I would like to share to you the PowerPoint that I have prepared in a while. Okay, so asan na po? Okay, so before anything else, my request the participants, my students, our students here, to engage themselves in this worthwhile undertaking. No, let's try to make your involvement in this lecture series meaningful and engaging. So may I request you to ask questions or maybe share insights regarding to the topic on hand, no, the topic assigned to me. Okay, so how many students do we have in this session? Do we have more than 30 students? Okay, so happy to see you, no, in face, no. Kasi nakikita ko, I could see you here in my camera, in your. So yeah, I do not know if you could see the PowerPoint that I'm sharing right now. Can you see the PowerPoint? So there's a problem. Wait for a while. I have a problem here in joining this. Excuse me. Oh my God. Excuse me for a while. I could not show my presentation, but this. Oh my God, what's happening? Mark, apa ka sumut doon? So can you see me? May I know if you can see me? Bye. Mark, please help. Okay. I cannot share my slides. May I send these slides to Miss Chris Maya po, and or maybe in your, how could I send my slides? I cannot present it. I do not know what's maybe because I was not the one who made this PowerPoint. I mean this link.
Uh, Ma'am, can we request access, ma'am? Ma'am Rolls to share the PowerPoint presentation?
Oh yes, mom. In this, I has a multiple participant. You can share simultaneously, mom.
I can share simultaneously, ma'am. Can I share my PowerPoint presentation here, ma'am? It seems I cannot do it. So,
Hilario, can you try screen sharing again, ma'am? They have given you the request, ma'am. They have given you access, ma'am, to share. If
okay.
it doesn't work, ma'am, you can send it to me so I could share.
Okay. Yeah, it's not
It's working.
possible. Is it? Can you see my
Ma'am,
slides?
Yes, ma'am, we can see it. You go to the PowerPoint presentation, ma'am. It's working, ma'am.
Is it? Well, I could not see it. Where's my PowerPoint? Sandali. Could you see it now?
We can see
Can you
it,
see the
ma'am.
PowerPoint
But you
presentation?
can,
Oh,
yes,
but
ma'am,
you
we
cannot
can
see my
see it.
face. Okay, that's good. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for this opportunity, moms, professors of UNIPMA, and my dear students. Thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts and ideas regarding the topics that is assigned to me. In fact, this is very challenging because I need to contextualize. I need to study industries and businesses in Indonesia, at the same time in the Philippines, because I think that's the best way for me to present the ideas, or I mean the principles and concepts related to the topic assigned to me. So the topics are, I mean, deals with the Michael Porter's 5 forces model of industry competitiveness and strategic groups and their influence in the business firm. But before anything else, may I get some ideas from you? What are the things that you have learned in the first session that we had, which is related to the general environments, okay? Which includes the 7 segments and their implications to business and industry. Anyone who could give to share their insights regarding what transpired in the topics that you have learned, or maybe, yeah, anyone from this group, my dear students. Okay, Tony, do you want to share what you have learned in that few few minutes, no, or a 1 hour session that we had during the last meeting, that was April 29. Okay, yes, Tony.
Wait, ma'am.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you have do you have insights, or any other in this group who would like to share their insights regarding the general environments? Because as business students and future business leaders, we need to be mindful of what's happening with the general environment of the firms, no? Because it is said that we have those environmental forces are beyond control of the organization, which have negative, which have a dramatic impact to an organization. Okay, so there are a lot, we have enumerated some, like political, okay, technological, social forces, what else, legal, natural, global. Those are environmental forces that business leaders, okay, or business students like you need to be mindful for, because these environmental forces have, provide threats, if not opportunities to the organization. They provide opportunities, like the COVID-19, and at the same time threats. No, there are threats, no, and opportunities that we could get from those forces. So lows, no, the impact of, the values of the people, which is related to social factors, economic, and the technological forces need to be studied. Okay. So aside from the general environment, of course, I have mentioned about some techniques to analyze the external environment, like the pestle analysis or the SWOT analysis. I know your students are doing here. Our students are doing this because this would give us a better view about what's happening in your in the organization. Okay. So Tony, do you want to say before we proceed with the next topic, which is on Michael Porter's model? Have you heard about Michael Porter? Have you heard about the 5 forces model? For what is this? what's the purpose of this model as proposed by Michael Porter? So Michael Porter is a professor of Harvard University who designed models used in business and industry to analyze industries and businesses, and which will serve as basis in developing strategies. So also with this, okay, and in relation to five forces model, one of the forces here is about competition, among rival companies, okay, within the industry, and these are called strategic groups. It's a part of five forces model. That's why I prepared my presentation this way to show the link between the five forces model to the main topic given to me, which is strategic groups and their influence in the firm. Okay, so at the end of this session, it is expected that the students and professors, students in general, will be able to familiarize and analyze the impact of competitive factors, okay, and that affects the attractiveness of the industry. In fact, we are using Michael Porter's model to look into how attractive the industry is. Okay, learn what the strategic groups are and learn the three ways of analyzing strategic groups and their decision and their impact in decision making and strategy formulation. So let's move on to the Michael Porter's, to the main topic, which is analyzing competitive forces in an industry by Michael Porter. But before that, let's have a common understanding about the term industry. Okay, so what does industry mean before we analyze those forces that surrounds an industry? Okay, so industry is referred to the set of businesses offering the same products or services with the same market and the same level of production. So, for instance, in the BPO industry, we have different businesses. Now, we call it strategic groups. Okay, the set of businesses that we are referring to within the industry are the strategic groups who have who are offering the same products or services, same market, same level of production. Okay, and this set of businesses compete with one another. Okay, like the strategic groups, but the strategic groups mean more than that, because the strategic groups are groups of businesses who have common characteristics, okay, the same intention, the same product offerings, but they differ in some aspects of business operation. Now, I would like to present you an example of an industry. Though I know there are a lot of promising industries, okay, in your area, in your country, also in the Philippines. There are also industries, that are dying, okay, because of COVID-19. There are also promising industries, okay. So there are a lot of industries, okay. But I'm sorry if I use this one. I decided to take coffee industry, okay, to look into how promising coffee industry, who are the key players, what are the threats that surrounds the coffee industry, and many others. Okay, so before we use the Michael Porter's model, I would like to say that coffee industry in the Philippines is a multi-billionaire industry. It's a multi-billion industry because the industry is worth around 21 billion. And just imagine, that 70% of that coffee, because coffee would include the roasted coffee, the brewed coffee, the instant coffee, no? But I would like to mention that in the Philippines, soluble or instant coffee is accounted to around 90% of all coffee that is being consumed in the Philippines. And it's, if I may say, it's a promising industry in a way that just imagine that coffee is generally considered as a household staple among lower income classes. So which means to say that there is a huge demand. There is a huge market for coffee in the Philippines, particularly instant coffee. Although I myself would still prefer the classic coffee, the one that we mix. I mean the black coffee mixed with sugar. That's it, no? But you know, the rise of instant coffee was brought about by maybe a change in lifestyle, and it's yeah. And take note that majority of the consumers here belongs to the lower economic classes, in which majority of the Philippine population is accounted to. So to study further the coffee industry in the Philippines, please look into this one. Who is familiar with PT Mayoras Coffee Co? This is your very own company. This is an Indonesian company, and it is next to the market leader of coffee industry in the Philippines. Okay, and it has around 34.1% of its market share, and it's very sad to know that the major the market players in the Philippine industry, I mean coffee industry, are not corporate firms in the Philippines, but these are foreign, these are international firms. Okay, one is Nestle. That is a Switzerland company, a Swiss-based company, generating around 36.9% of its market share. And then followed by 34.1, the PT Mayora India. I am sorry, I was not able to search as to when this PT Mayora India with its Copico products came in the Philippines. But the Copico candy was introduced way back, I think a decade ago. But the coffee, maybe, I think it's 5 years back, but it's gaining a huge market now, outperforming the two coffee made in the Philippines. That's a great taste, and the blend 45, which are products of Rubina, Universal Rubina Corporation. This is a subsidiary of John Gokongwei Summit Holdings Incorporated. If you are familiar with Jack and Jill, do you have Jack and Jill in Indonesian? I believe so, because there are products that are sold in Indonesia, the Jack and Jill, which are also halal certified. Okay, and it penetrated also the global market. And the other players is the Sunmig Coffee, which is also owned by one of the biggest conglomerate businesses in the country today. Okay, moving on, these are the products owned. Okay, so what can you see as the difference? The left side, okay, is the Copico's your own brand. Okay, it's a Copico coffee with extra choco granule, which we do not have in the Philippines. We also have Nescafe, which is packed in different packaging. We have Sunmig Coffee, okay, and also the Great Taste Coffee. Now let's move on. So these are basically the strategic groups, okay, and they compete with one another. They may have the same products to offer, okay, but they compete in terms of packaging, in terms of product quality, in terms of product breadth, okay, like Nescafe now they compete in terms of the uniqueness, no? Like Sunny Coffee offers sugar-free, which is intended for diabetic people, and also with great taste, which is generally, it's intended for the general public. Okay, so Tom, please. This time, let's take a look at the Michael Porter's model. So this is a framework used in analyzing the 5 forces as presented here to identify the potential strengths of the strategic groups within the industry, like the Blend 45, the Sunmig Coffee, the Copico, and the Nestle. Okay, what are the strengths and their weaknesses? What are their threats? What are their long-term potential? What are the long-term potential of this industry, and so much more? Okay, so if you try to look into this model, there are 5. The threats of new entrants, okay? The bargaining power of suppliers. We also have the bargaining power of buyers, the threats of substitute products, and the internal competition. This is where strategic groups come in. So before we move on, let's take a look at these forces and their implications, because these forces may affect the attractiveness of the industry. And when we say attractiveness of the industry, this is measured in terms of the demand, market share, profitability. So what does it mean when you say the threats of new entrants? Within the industry are existing businesses, okay? Like what mentioned a while ago, we have Nescafe, we have Sunny Coffee, we have Blend 45, and this was threatened by the coming of Copico. That's the threats of new entrants. Because new entrants, like Copico, if I may say, have the capacity to slice the existing market shared by the different players. Originally, when there is no Cofico in the Philippines, the coffee market is shared by 3 giant companies. But because of the entrant, it became a threat. No? Ito. The threats of new entrants refers to the possibility that the profits of established firms in the industry may be eroded. So there's a tendency that they become a threat. No? The new entrant, newcomers, or potential will be a threat. That's why as much as possible, we need to protect our own businesses so that global brands will not come in, but we cannot. Because of globalization, there's free movement of our goods and services. And this is a big threat already. That's why if the company or if businesses does not have these are entry barriers. Okay? If existing companies within the industry have established product differentiation, absolute advantages, they could do economies of scale, then they can still survive. That's why, you know what, I've been telling you as I was reading an article about the impact of Copico in the coffee industry in the Philippines. They are considering it's a threat already, but they are strategizing how to cope up with the threats of the new entrants, okay? By trying one way to outperform those new entrants in the industry is engaged in mass production, like Nestle is doing. But don't you know that even Copico, no, PT Mayora is also putting its own manufacturing plant in the Philippines just to stay competitive in the industry. Okay, so another one is the bargaining power of suppliers. Now in the coffee industry, what are the inputs that we need? What are the raw materials that we need? Okay, so we need coffee. Okay, coffee beans. We need sugar. We need packaging materials. So if the suppliers offer, if the supplier does not offer good package to you, like for instance, you're supplying the coffee beans in the manufacturing of coffee, you maybe, and they would set the price would go up, no? That would affect the profits again. Okay, so we need to strategize how we can address to the threats of suppliers, no, in the industry. I mean, in that particular business. Okay, so actually it's here, no, suppliers. Suppliers are the organizations that provide inputs. So in the restaurant industry, inputs that you need are for the food that you offer. We need pork, we need beef, we need poultry, we need vegetables. So if your suppliers will offer, if the price of the inputs would be very high, then it will affect your production. Okay, it affects the production cost, which may squeeze again profit to the company. Okay, so there are some businesses who would put up their own businesses to provide supplies, to provide raw materials. So that's a strategic move, no? If there is a big threat from the suppliers, like you have a restaurant industry, the suppliers of the how they say this, of the beef, now who is asking for a higher price, then this is a threat to the operation of the business. So what strategy can you get? If you have enough financial resources, then probably you better look into, establish your own, like San Miguel Corporation's Monterrey. If you are familiar with Monterrey, no? That is a subsidiary of San Miguel Corporation, who put up its own piggery, cattle farm, just to provide inputs for their production of processed meat. So that's how powerful suppliers are. No? If your suppliers are too demanding, asking for higher price, then that will be a big threat to an industry. Okay, so another one, no, is the bargaining power of buyers. So aside from the suppliers who are squeezing profits from our industry, we also have our buyers. Because buyers can say, take it, sometimes buyers are powerful. They bargain. They bargain for discounts. Okay, they are asked for discounts. Or maybe they are demanding better quality products and service. What's the implication of this? Sunmi Coffee. Sunmi Coffee is a brand offered by San Miguel Corporation, but they came up with a San Miguel coffee that is sugar-free because that is a demand. That is the criteria, or that is the standard set by most buyers or consumers of coffee, particularly the diabetic. And how many diabetics in the Philippines? There is a huge percentage of diabetic, and they came up with a sugar-free um, coffee just to satisfy the demands of the buyers, though it may be expensive because that's a new technology, no? That is a new coffee technology. Just imagine, I myself as a consumer who has some problems with my stomach, with my ulcer, I also demand for a coffee that is decaffeinated. I love coffee. However, every time I take coffee, there's always a side effect with my stomach because I have some gastritis, I have some, I'm acidic. So, and it's good. That's the reason why my demand before, I'm asking, what if there's also decaffeinated, but only few, no, only few companies are offering decaffeinated. Now, I'm happy if they would give me decaffeinated coffee of Nescafe we have in the market, but it's not lasting. The market is not, maybe there's only a few who are suffering from gastritis. That's why only few decaffeinated coffee are offered. Okay, so you see, these are, I mean, if buyers are powerful again, it may no, it may affect the profit of the industry. Okay, so ayan, that's the impact. That's a bargaining power of buyers. And they agree that according to Michael Porter, another source, another competitive force that affects industry competitiveness is the threats of substitute products. What are the substitute products of coffee? Are there some substitute products of coffee? Just imagine how many products or brands are competing with coffee. Aside from the 4 that I have mentioned, there are more. So it's really hard to slice a market share from that industry. However, what makes it more difficult to survive in the industry is the threat of substitute products. Meaning, aside from coffee, you can take water, no? Flavored water. Milk tea is a close substitute, no? Milk tea is a close substitute now, and it's selling like hotcakes in the Philippines. This is, I think it is originated in Taiwan. And coffee shops is also threatened with milk tea because this is also a substitute products. And it says here that the existence of close substitutes is a strong competitive threat. Okay, because they can charge. I mean, they can again, no, the substitute products. With substitute products, you may lose your market share, and it affects industry profitability. So for restaurant business, instead of going to restaurant, maybe we better go in small food businesses, okay? Or maybe in a fine dining. These are close substitutes. Or maybe you just prepare for your food at home. Now, that's a substitute products. So, and the last one is the rivalry among established companies. Okay? So rivalry among established companies. If you, when we say rivalry, we are referring to the strategic groups. Those are firms who compete with one another, who struggles with one another, who offer different strategies just to gain market share. And if you recall, this is our model a while ago. We are now in this, there is internal competition among strategic groups. Okay, how do they compete? So let's try to look into this one. No? The rivalry. How do Copico compete with Nestle, with Blend 45, with Sunmig Coffee? They have their own promotional strategies on TV. Okay, do they? Can you see? Are they? How they say this? Are those products advertised in TV? Where could you see Nescafe? How do they compete? But they compete in price. They compete in product offering. They offer a variety of choices. No? They offer a variety of choices. But when it comes to price, so when they offer competitive prices too. So it's hard. So this is the very reason why we need to study what is strategic groups and why the need to analyze strategic groups. Okay, aside from an analysis of the potential entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, the threats of substitute products, are the strategic, are the firms. Okay, what are strategic groups? These are a set of firms that follow similar strategies. Copico and Nescafe almost follow the same strategies. Okay, they offer variety of coffees. And take note that strategic groups consist says here, of industry competitors that have similar characteristics. What are their similarities? They may be similar in terms of the size, because these are big corporations. Please. These are big corporations, big companies, coffee businesses. Okay, they have similar characteristics to one another, but they differ. Take note of this. They differ in important ways from the members of the group. What are their differences? What's the difference between Copico to that of Nescafe? Copico to that of Blend 45? Copico to that of Sunmig Coffee? Because if you don't see a difference, your competitive edge, then it's hard to survive in that group of, strategic group of companies. Okay, so there are several ways to analyze the strategic groups in an industry. Okay, from my point of view as a teacher of business, particularly strategic management, it gives us full understanding of what is happening among these strategic groups. What are their strategic moves? What's the situation, so that we can better expound or present concepts that we study in strategic management. And of course, this is very beneficial to business students like you, business leaders, future executives. Okay. So one of the reasons, there are three reasons for understanding the nature of strategic groups within the industry. First, familiarity with the closest rivals. If you try to search about key players in the industry, they will give you the top 3 or top 5. The top 5, which are the closest rivals. And knowing them, no, the strategic groups will give you a clearer understanding about their performance in market share, the performance in terms of profitability, okay? Maybe their performance in terms of what else? Demand, okay? So because usually, as executives or business, business leaders, we need information. We need substantial information or data regarding the performance of our rival companies. This is what we call competitive intelligence. No, though it's competitive intelligence. And in doing this, no, we do strategic mapping. No, strategic groups mapping. This is an example that I have taken from using my search engine operations, Google, the strategic group map of automobile manufacturing firms all over the country. So may I put it this way? Sorry if I cannot. Papakita ko lang, i-adjust ko lang. May I just adjust it? Yeah. So this is here. This is an example of a strategic group map of selected automobiles, and in the strategic mapping, strategic mapping analysis of the strategic groups in the manufacturing of automobile industry. There are 2 dimensions that are presented here. The vertical dimension to study the strategic group are price. If you may see in here, the price, performance, and reputation. Because as buyers of automobile, what are the factors that we consider when buying for automobiles? Okay, auto includes what? SUVs, okay, trucks, cars, compact. So we consider price, the performance, reputation. So Maya, what's your primary consideration, Ma'am Maya? Or Tony, or any one of them, what is your primary consideration when buying for a product, particularly autos? Or Dede, Wilansari? Okay, anyone who would like to share their insights? Okay, if you wish to, yes, Dede Wulansari, can you share your idea using this? Yes. In buying for a car, what are your criteria? What are your standards? Because these are things to consider when you do strategic mapping also. Do you consider price? Do you consider performance of the car? How performance in a way that it can go along far? Or maybe other features like fuel efficient, reputation. Here in this model, there are 3 criteria as basis in mapping those different strategic groups like Porsche, Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, and Honda, Hyundai and Suzuki, Toyota, Nissan, General Motors, and Ford. Maybe you're asking how did they came up with this? Like what I said, you look into the price, performance, reputation. Where does it fall? Is it low to moderate and high? And the model variety, which could be compact, full-size SUV trucks. So using those vertical dimensions and the horizontal represented by the model variety, it appears that Hyundai and Suzuki have low level of performance and reputation, and few models at the same time. However, Porsche and Ferrari they have gained good reputation in the automobile industry. But, okay, take note of this. They have high reputation, good performance, better high price. But when it comes to models, they only offer few models here. Volkswagen, like that. And General Motors, how is this? General Motors' reputation is low, but they have many models. So if you study now the strategic groups, you plot it this way, there are a lot of things that you can strategize. So for instance, you are the executive of General Motors, and you found out that you have many models, but your reputation is not that good. So you need to do something to upgrade your reputation so that your cars will be high in reputation and high in terms of models. So the familiarity. So what are the businesses that are closest with one another? Okay, our close rivals are Porsche and Ferrari. Close rivals here are Hyundai and Suzuki. Nissan and Mazda are close rivals, etc., etc. Okay, so what else? So can you understand this, how it works? No? Familiarity with your rivals. Not only that, but also you became more familiar with the situation, the status. Say, for instance, you are the chief executive officer of Toyota, and you want to find out where your brands or your products fall. Toyota is at the middle. When it comes to reputation, it's at the middle. When it comes to variety of models, it's at the middle too. So what does it mean as far as Toyota is concerned? Okay, so we need to upgrade. You need to upgrade our reputation if that's the intention of Toyota. Okay. Now another reason, second, why the need to understand the nature of strategic groups is that the strategies pursued by firms within strategic groups may highlight alternative path to success. So meaning to say that if you do this, you may get idea from another groups as to how you can better improve the performance of your company. Although there are some questions about intelligence here, if it is ethical or not. But I think this is also good. This is a marketing approach. No, this is a strategic management approach. Okay, there is no. I think although they say it's copying is not ethical, but at least there's also what we call benchmarking, that we understand the different positions in the industry. Of the businesses, for you to get idea as to how you can better improve your business. I would like to show you closely this one. May I move once again? Yes, these are the strategic groups in the restaurant industry in America. I think US ito. This is a US example. And they have tried to look into to evaluate or to look into the quality of restaurants. Quality, which is denoted with the vertical axis, the perceived quality of restaurants, whether at low level or at high level. And then the horizontal axis is represented by the breadth of menu. So there are two dimensions that we use here in assessing the performance of these strategic groups: perceived quality and the breadth of menu. So we have players here, strategic groups. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Are you familiar with Kentucky Fried Chicken? Kentucky? Is this also found in Indonesia? Is there a branch? This is
Yes,
an
ma'am.
American. Yes, okay, that's good. What about this one, Pizza Hut? Do we have Pizza Hut in
Yes, also we
Indonesia?
have a Pizza
This is
Hut
again a
in
US-based
Indonesia.
company. Okay, very good,
Yes, ma'am.
Anissa. Thank you for
You're welcome,
responding
ma'am.
my questions. What about Popeyes? I'm not familiar with this. Do we have Popeyes Popeyes in Indonesia?
I think we don't have it, Popeyes, ma'am, in Indonesia.
Yeah, likewise in the Philippines. But here, like what I said a while ago, these are based in US. What about Burger King? Do you have Burger King in Indonesia? Like we do in the Philippines, we have a lot.
Yes, we have a Burger King also in Indonesia, ma'am.
What about Jack in the Box?
Jack in the Box, it's also have, but it's just in the big city.
Oh, only in big city. But I'm sorry,
Yes.
I do not know if you have in the Philippines. I'm not familiar. Okay, what about McDonald's?
Also, we have it McDonald's in
Do you have
Indonesia.
several outlets?
Yes.
Yeah, we have. Okay. Yes, okay. What about other restaurants? Jimmy John's, Subway, Quiznos, Ruth Chris, Steakhouse. I think we have in the Philippines. Do we have a steakhouse?
I don't know. I don't really know, but I think we don't have it steakhouse in Indonesia, ma'am. But
What about Applebee's, Chili's, Cracker Barrels? No. Okay.
I don't know.
Now, using the me too. I'm not familiar with the restaurants that are placed in this box, 4 boxes here. So anyway, based from the 2 dimensions of understanding the performance of these strategic groups in the restaurant industry, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeyes, and Pizza Hut would fall below, meaning the perceived quality is low and the breadth of menu is low. What does it mean? We need to upgrade more our performance to improve product quality. And when it comes to breadth of menu, you need to offer more. Give them more alternatives. Okay? McDo has better offer, more offerings. Yes, McDo offers, of course, the McDo chicken, fries, burgers, and I think what I like is the salad. Okay, so there are many opportunities here with the mapping of in the businesses falling in the restaurant industry. This provides opportunities for those whose performance are low to better improve their situations. You study Subway, you study Applebee's, Chili's. Learn the menus of this, the menu of Applebee, Chili's, Cracker Barrel, and Denny's. Okay, that's the implications when it comes to the breadth of menu. You add more. So if you could get idea, then you may integrate in your operations. You can add more. Are you familiar with Jollibee? Do you have Jollibee outlets in Indonesia? I think we have. Do we have? Nanda? Do we have outlets of Jollibee in Indonesia?
I don't know.
You okay? Okay. So anyway, although it's while waiting for Nanda. Now, but Tommy, please. I'm not yet done. Okay. So while waiting, I would like to tell you that Jollibee is not included here in the map. Though it's a global restaurant. And I think there are also outlets in the United States. But maybe those who studied this may not be familiar with them. Okay, in like manner that I'm not familiar with some of those strategic groups that are present here. Okay, so anyway, going back to the reason why the need to understand the nature of strategic groups is because you can get ideas, you can get their strategies, no? You can get inspiration from their strategies to better improve your performance. Like Pizza Hut is very exclusive. It's pizza, but there are also others like Mojo's, what else? Tea, salads also. I think maybe that's the reason why pizza give an additional menu, because maybe they have learned this is the performance of pizza when it comes to breadth. The perceived quality is very low. I don't know why, but for me personally, that's a very, Pizza Hut has a good reputation. Okay, and the third. Okay, by the way, this was my favorite example a while ago. I would like to show you again. No? I think the offering of Coffee Co, the first, no, is the one with granule, which it is a distinct offering because not yet followed until now. Okay, so in the last reason, the third one is analysis of strategic groups can reveal the gaps in the industry. Okay, it reveals the gaps in the industry. It revealed the gaps in the industry that represent untapped opportunities. So here, you could get opportunities. What's the gap between or among these four brands? The Philippine coffee, there is no granules. Okay? The Swiss-based coffee, we don't have sugar-free. So those are opportunities perhaps that other strategic members of the strategic groups can consider, because these are untapped opportunities that could give you, these are untapped, yeah, that could give you opportunities to improve your performance. Okay? So those are the things that I could offer you this time. I would just like to end this stop in the form before we have open forum. I suggest that there will be question and answer if there are some. If it's not open forum, sharing of insights, okay, or with the members of the group. The takeaway that I presented here is that examination of strategic groups in an industry provide business leaders and executives with better understanding to your closest rivals. It can also reveal alternative path to success and highlight untapped opportunities. Okay, so this is all for this session, and thank you very much to the professors of UNIPMA, also with the students. So may I request may we have some open forum or question and answer if there are some. And may I request to see the whole members of this virtual session in the screen so that I could see them virtually. Okay, I was too focused on my presentation a while ago, so please may I request to see the faces of my audience for this session. You might be seeing somewhere, maybe in the Philippines soon, if tourism will be open, though it's open, but if there will be no more restrictions, okay? So I wanted to, let's try to make this lecture session to be meaningful. May I, can you share some thoughts, ideas, takeaway points, learnings? So the administrator of this link, may I ask to see on screen all members of this, and may I ask also for their participation. Dede, you want to share your idea, your insights, takeaways, lessons learned? Nanda, Anissa, please. Anyone who would be the first? And then we will also entertain. Can I have 3 from this class to share their thoughts and ideas, things that they've learned from this, this 1 hour lecture session?
Maybe I have questions about this material. Can I ask about it?
Yes, may I know who's talking? May I see the...
Anissa, ma'am.
Anissa. Okay, Anissa. Yes, Anissa.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I have questions about the industry analysis, industry environment analysis.
Yes.
Are there the company need some budget for the analysis for the industry environment analysis, ma'am?
Okay. Yeah, thank you
So
very
I think
much
because I think like because I think not all the company doing that analysis. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so you're asking if there's a budget for industrial analysis. Actually, most companies outsource this one. They ask companies, consultancy firms, who would do the industrial analysis, because this is a very hard task. Actually, it's a very difficult task. And this is the very reason why we are teaching our students, so that if they will become employed in corporate firms or in businesses, then they could do this. Budget-wise, they could do this in the form of maybe meetings among the officials, no, in the company, and do some analysis regarding this. This is very expensive one if you outsource. But business executives should also try to study these models, no, and apply them in their own business. In fact, this is very expensive, ma'am. Anissa. Okay. Thank you for the question. Did I answer it right? I think it depends on the organization whether they will allocate budget for this. But as I was saying, this is an expensive activity. Okay. Okay. What else? Any more? What about Sir Taufik Wibisono?
No, ma'am.
Yes. Do you have questions or insights to share? Lessons learned from this virtual session?
Maybe enough, ma'am.
Enough? Okay, thank you. What about Monica? No more? Okay.
No, ma'am.
No more? What about Dede? Dede?
No, ma'am. It's if enough.
Okay, it's enough. Okay, so thank you very much for this virtual lecture series. Okay, and yes, Krisma.
Hi, ma'am. Before you leave, ma'am, let us have a picture taking.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay, guys, can you turn on your cameras?
Can we see the whole screen, the participants? I could only see four faces here. How could I see it?
Ma'am, you can remove your screen sharing, ma'am. Because you are still screen sharing, ma'am. You can stop it so you can see all of us.
I don't
Okay,
know.
guys. Ma'am, you can exit that, ma'am. Kindly click close, ma'am.
I can't. Wait,
Click mo
wait.
data close, ma'am.
Yeah. It's close.
You go to Zoom,
Okay.
ma'am.
Sign in again?
No, ma'am. You go to Zoom.
Nakasum na ako.
You click, if you can see the share screen, ma'am, at the middle.
I cannot see.
I-click mo.
I cannot see my face. Ay. Mark kita man. Wala. Nawawala itong ano ko since this morning. I don't know since this morning, but anyway. But can you see my face? Krisma?
Yes, ma'am, we can see you. Yes, ma'am. We can see you, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, guys, kindly turn on your cameras once again. Ma'am Rolis, hello.
Yes, Ma'am, Chris Mary.
Ma'am, may I request that the students will turn on their cameras so we could have a picture taking?
Oh, yes, Ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, guys, please on your camera.
Marti, abang tero pa kito. Chrisma, can you see me? I don't see my face. It's not around.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, I can see you, ma'am.
Okay, sige.
Ma'am Rollis, is their camera turned on, ma'am?
Yes.
Hello. Ma'am Rollis, hello.
Yes, mom.
Ma'am, is it possible if you will be the one who will take pictures because my screen, I cannot see the faces of the students, ma'am.
Oh, yes, mom. Yes. Wait.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I
Okay,
could not
ma'am.
see also my face. Nice. Wala.
You can see, mom,
Ma'am,
gallery Zoom meeting.
I can see, ma'am, but I cannot see the faces of the students, ma'am. They are all blank. So is it possible, ma'am, if
I'll
you'll
be
be
the
the
one
one
to
who will
take
take?
it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Pero I could not see my face.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am Rollis, you can also print screen it, ma'am, if possible.
Yes, I
be the
can.
one.
Okay, guys. Now,
Can we count 3 seconds, ma'am?
yes, ma'am. Once
Okay, ma'am.
again. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then R.
Waki.
1, 2, 3. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Rollis.
Thank you,
And,
ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
Ma'am
you also
Rosemary.
for
In the last day.
involving us, for serving as your lecturer for 2 sessions. Thank you. Stay safe.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
guys.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am Chris, and thank you,
Yes, nice meeting you, Ma'am
Margarita.
Ma'am Resi na lang. Resi.
Oh, Ma'am Resi. Okay.
Yes, you can add Ma'am Resi on Instagram.
Yes,
She is
ma'am.
active there.
Okay, Ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You
Thank
can take my way out, Ma'am Rosemary.
Do you have Facebook, Ma'am Rollis?
Yes, ma'am. I have. Rollis
Okay.
Ayu Ditasari. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sige
Okay.
po.
We will add you, ma'am. We will add you there, ma'am.
Thank you,
Okay, thank
ma'am.
you very much, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.